8:27 p.m. Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. Episode number 677 of UhhYeahDude. My name is Jonathan.
Hey.
And this is the birthday boy, soon to be birthday boy.
Hey.
Roma.
How about me? How are you? Man, good luck on this show.
Hey, have fun out there.
Hey, man, break a leg on this episode.
Just do you. Have a great show.
Jonathan, it's episode 677 of UhhYeahDude. Have a good show.
Have a great show, Seth.
America through the eyes of two American
It is,
Americans.
though, the last show we do before you become a
man.
A man. No, this is the last show we do in your, I was going to say in your 40s, but that's not true.
The last before I enter middle age.
Right, exactly.
Listen, you know me. One thing ain't going to change from when I was a toddler to Generation X to middle age. I love Juicy G. I always have, I always will.
It's true. You love the Cowboys and Juicy G.
I love the Dallas Cowboys and Juicy G. I thrive on it. It's sustenance.
You got some for me?
Well, I got some hot UK gossip.
Oh, no.
I like to prowl the sites, and I like to keep track not only of what's going on here, but what's going on across the pond.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures of Michelle Keegan, and she was wearing the tiniest red dress to film her new TV series, and I've never seen Michelle Keegan in such a tiny dress, or period. They said, you're never going to believe the dress that Michelle Keegan's wearing, and I'm like, I can't believe that dress, because I can't believe Michelle Keegan.
I can't believe in Michelle Keegan.
I can't believe it's not Michelle Keegan. I learned that Jeremy McConnell,
Jerry McConnell.
Not Jerry O'Connell. Jerry O'Connell's British cousin, Jerry McConnell. Jerry O'Connell has a show, a new show. It is so fucking bad, a TV show.
On television? On our televisions?
I don't even fucking... Can you even tell me? It's called Carter. I'm not even sure what fucking network it is. Tell me right now.
Jerry O'Connell?
Jerry O'Connell, Carter. And tell me what network that is.
I'm trying.
And then I'll tell you about his cousin. Really?
Canadian television crime drama, mind you.
What channel do they air it on here?
On Bravo.
No.
That's what it says.
That's his reality show that's coming up about men watching Bravo reality shows. That's not Carter. That's not...
Carter is a Canadian television crime drama on Bravo.
Really? Can't believe we got so thrown off here.
The Canadian star of a hit American television detective series who returns to his hometown to rethink his life after having a public meltdown on the red carpet at an awards show.
Really? It's on Bravo. Jonathan, this show is so fucking low rent.
Is this Sidney Poitier's daughter?
Yes, it is. Beautiful actress.
Yes.
Beautiful actress.
So she's in it.
She's in it.
It's bad, huh?
It is unbelievable.
Okay.
Jerry McConnell.
But that's not who we're talking
Jeremy McConnell.
Talking about Jeremy McConnell.
He got a fresh hair transplant, and the plan is he's going to restart his modeling career. I don't know how that's going to go.
Oh, this guy's like from like Big Brother or something.
Okay.
Oh, no. He's an Irish model and reality television star, featured as a cast member in MTV's Beauty School Cop-Outs.
Beauty School Cop-Outs.
But you're saying he's going to have to get...
Well, he got a fresh hair transplant.
He vows to lose weight during his hair transplant as well.
And then get back to modeling. Gabby Allen and Miles Stevenson.
No.
They went Instagram official this past weekend.
You're the worst.
Jonathan, they did. I got an exclusive on Faye Brooks and Gareth Gates. They're done, which I told you. When did I tell you that? At the beginning of the summer? That there's no way that Gareth would stay with Faye through Labor Day?
Right.
Jack Fowler and Laura Crane, over. And then, like, pictures of fucking Jack getting really cozy with female fans out at the pub. Like, wicked cozy.
At the pub.
Binky Felstead and Josh Patterson. Done, but wait a minute. They just had baby India 15 months ago. So it's like, hello? And by hello, I mean, hello? Anybody there?
Who are you?
Who are you? But Jeff Brazier, he couldn't be happier because he got married to Kate Dwyer. They finally did that clifftop wedding. I also told you about that. I wasn't sure if they were going to do Bora Bora or Clifftop.
They went Clifftop.
So Kate and Jeff went Clifftop. If Kate and Jeff did their vows and then fell off that cliff, we wouldn't know. And that scares me. If that's, I really think, a true mark of a celebrity. If you get married and then with your bride fall off a cliff and I don't know.
No one knows.
Nobody knows?
Outside of like Camden.
Then wait a minute.
Yeah. Well,
but that's just what's going on for
it's different.
People listening.
It's a different thing out there.
I want you to know what's going on. I told you about Gareth. I knew it.
Yeah, this is according to World Prison Brief and the Institute for Criminal Policy Research. The U.S. has 2.1 million citizens in jail or prison. Canada has only 4,000. No, Canada has 41,000.
We have
2.1 million of ours in jail. Canada has 41,000 of theirs in jail. Now, in the U.S., 655 out of every 100,000 people
are
incarcerated.
United States of America.
And that's based on a 324 million person population.
That's a lot of people.
So many people.
That is so many people.
It's a fucking butt ton.
It's like too many people.
So we have 655 out of every 100,000 based on a 324 million person population.
I'll buy that.
Canada, 114 people out of every 100,000, and that's based off of a 36 million person population.
So we have 2.1 million people incarcerated. They have 41,000.
Jeez. Yeah.
So many more people.
It's quite like if you had them like play against each other in a game,
we would win that. If we had Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics took place and the sports. I mean, it could be hockey and still. We
could
go to Angola and beat them. Find 100 dudes that never played hockey and we would beat them in the prison fucking hockey Olympics. You're going to beat Canada? Trust.
Yeah, that's so many people in jail.
We know how to do it. We know how to do it right.
So many people in jail.
We know how to do it right, or maybe we do it wrong.
I think we do it wrong. Also, there's a prison strike going on that nobody talks about.
There's a prison strike going on.
There's been a prison strike going on, but there's been
mainstream media, lamestream media.
Yeah, there's not a whole. Well, no, they're trying to report on it. It's very difficult to get the information because the prisons aren't allowing
getting it in or getting it out.
They don't let you get it out when those
barely let you get it in.
They don't like. So they, phones have been jammed and shut down. A lot of people not being able to call out, people going on lockdown and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a lot of prisons striking. People in Canada striking as well in the prisons there, mostly in support of what the American jail prison strikes were about. Pretty crazy.
Industrial complex. 2.1.
Pretty wild. But I guess when you have that many people, when you have literally there's a country worth of people, like its own entire country, which they've also tried to do before, and that didn't work out either. But
easy.
But
yeah,
you're going to have to deal with probably certain,
watching Friends episodes,
ideas being
bandied about
and fought against and rallied against and maybe need to be reformed and changed, and it's a lot of people.
2.1 million people.
So many people.
41,000 is just
not so much
people.
You could just get rid of them.
It's just so few people.
Yeah, you could just get rid of them.
And that's just stole
you just let them out.
20,000 of them just stole hockey sticks out of somebody's car.
Yeah, it was like a beer run.
Totally.
Like
took a coffee from Tim Hortons and now they're doing 6 months. Crazy stint. Really? You did it, huh?
I mean, I dread to think actually how many people are in there for weed because it is legal there and like people go to jail for it. So, I mean, if you took them out, there's probably 20,000 people in jail. Let's just put it that way.
All right. And really 10,000 of them are innocent.
So
really only
just let them
10,000
out.
people in Canada.
Just let them all out.
There's 10,000 people
Canada
in jail
should let
in Canada.
all their 42,000 prisoners that they have
Let
out.
them loose. Want to let you know that San Francisco, November 3rd and 4th, Inner Engineering with Sadhguru, Indian yogi, mystic, and visionary. This is not about being superhuman. This is about realizing that being human
It's super.
See?
I knew that.
You knew that. I mean, not
I could have told you that.
not that clever, but you know,
It's not clever.
No,
Where is this? When
this
is
in
this?
San
Who is
Francisco.
this?
It's fucking Sadhguru. Engineer yourself to health and blissful well-being with the essence of yoga. So I don't know if it's actually yoga or just the essence of it.
Like a yoga extraction.
Yeah, it's not. Are you
It's
doing
an oil.
poses? No.
It's a yogic oil extraction.
Thinking about yogic oil extraction.
Put it on your toast.
Put it on your toes. Engineering is modern day magic. I was checking him out. Got a couple million followers on Twitter.
That's a lot.
So, well, he's a humongous visionary.
That's what it says on his description.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
He's an HV. It's really his tweets were. I read about 1,000 of them. There's only. I wrote down the words that just pop up every 2 or 3 tweets, so that's not really that playfulness.
Bliss.
Yeah, last one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Got it. Truth, beauty, love, positive, universe, joyful, happiness, clarity, balance, revitalize, individuality, empathy, and opportunity. So it's just those words
Just rearranged.
mixed in, rearranged.
Like magnet poetry.
Magnet poetry, rearranged vitality. Ooh!
Just
Sadhguru.
fridge poem.
Yeah,
Fucking
fridge poem fucking gobbledygook that your
Yeah.
child did before he went off to fucking school. Mommy, can we have a positive universe with joyful bliss? Ooh, Indian mystic! These fucking people, man, they have just got the dupe on.
It's a good dupe too because
It's a fantastic dupe.
it's
Positive.
It's positive, and so there's it.
Yeah,
it
it's not preaching. It's only preaching.
it gets rid of.
It's only preaching
there's-
clarity and balance.
It doesn't divide anyone.
Yeah.
So there's no guilt in
No,
the
I whispered in one ear clarity and the other ear balance. Is there something wrong with that, devil? Empathy, individuality. It's just so easy. I really find that one's individuality really
Relies-
comes from one's
empathy.
empathy. Bliss.
Tweet.
Hashtag tweet bliss. Hashtag money money. Hashtag beard. Hashtag Bhagwan, but not Bhagwan. Hashtag Bhagwan, not Bhagwan. Sorry, not sorry.
I wish.
So his thing
If I was Indian,
be over.
I'd fucking be wrecking
You have like
shit
9
right
Rolls
now.
Royces. Over. How many fucking LaFerraris could you have? Just driving everywhere.
Do you think I could do it as a white guy?
No.
You don't think I could start now?
It's too... you gots to be fucking Indian. You gots to. I mean, it's so easy when you're Indian. It's
But
so
I'm saying if I work
easy.
really hard at it as being white.
Not now.
Not now, meaning
Not now. Our time
In the world. Not now.
The last 89 was the last chance you had.
I could have sex culted it.
Yeah, you could have. He talks about breaking our limitations.
Ugh.
But he talks about it in that
In
that
financial
you don't
sense.
Well, yeah, in the wallet. You want to break the wallet limitation. What's your banking limitations?
Because
Chase.
we need to up that.
Are you Chase or B of
we
A?
need to up that daily that daily withdrawal limit. I
Take out
think.
500 at a time at the ATM, huh? All right.
Let's try and get that
Well,
up.
let's try to get that more positive, and joyful. He talks about
me.
breaking limitations in terms of you don't need drugs and shit, and it's just like here. I've done some drugs. You've done even more drugs. Some of them, the intention was to I'm gonna do some drugs and like I'm gonna try to go somewhere in a good way. The way sometimes people take drugs, like I'm gonna go do this.
You mean in a
In a
trippy
spiritual
way?
sense, trippy way. You can't go to those. these people talking about like, no, you can get there. You can't get there. You can't meditate yourself to a DMT trip.
I do think you can.
You can.
I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Well,
in a sit on a mountain for 40 years?
Maybe somewhere in between the two. I don't think
20 years on Wall Street, 20 years on a mountain.
I don't know.
I don't think you can. I think that's why people for all of time have done drugs.
No. I think I mean, first of all,
can you pray yourself into a mantra yourself into an ayahuasca trip?
Well, okay. Well, if you talk about DMT, I mean, the idea is that DMT actually exists within the brain.
Okay.
So that you could
harness that.
Well,
internal energy.
That theoretically you could manage to trigger somehow what gets triggered during a DMT trip. That if it's something that already is within you, that you could possibly release a large amount of it into your system somehow if you gain control over that mechanism, even if for a brief period of time.
Okay.
The other idea is that there is cumulative practice that can aid in putting one into a state where some of those things that we were in essence just fast tracking with a drug,
like real fast.
What's that?
Real fast tracking.
Yeah, but only for a very brief period of time.
Yeah. But if you're talking about one is let's fast track this, meaning like ingest this and give me 15 minutes. And the other option is give up everything and shave your head and try something every day. Maybe 40 years later, that might be you maybe need drugs. I just don't know if you can do on your own what these things do. Do like
I don't know
mystics and people they say they like trip like without drugs they go these places. I mean they're lying.
They are lying. So
they're totally lying.
Almost all of them are
you don't
lying.
Need cocaine. I don't.
Well,
you can get there with what? With cocaine.
Yeah, I mean they work.
No. My mantra is cocaine, over and over, over and over. Mastercard. I
don't know anyone that's I don't know anyone that's angle is I can teach you how to feel like you're on DMT without taking DMT. I don't know if anyone's approach is that, but they promise that
I can give you like happiness without drugs. I can make you feel.
But I mean,
you can't.
I don't know. I don't think just because you're taking those drugs and getting into those places didn't necessarily make me any happier. If anything, sometimes it would probably make me more bummed out that I couldn't be in that place all the time.
But you're better off having done them.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, there's no yoga pose you can get in that's going to be like taking mushrooms.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. I mean,
I'm tripping in Down Dog. Oh my God. What's wrong? I'm tripping on mushrooms, but I'm not. I'm in Down Dog. No, you're not. You're looking at the 12 butts in front of you. Not.
Well, okay. But states of euphoria?
Yeah.
Totally achievable?
Yeah. No. Okay.
You don't think?
Probably.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fucking Kundalini and tantric sex and all that bullshit that exists for a reason. That shit is like, oh, I came for 12 minutes because I didn't come for like 12 years or whatever. I mean, that's, you know, there's ways to do things, but you're talking about that it's going to be the same as one of those things. Well, no, I don't see how that's possible.
Or as good. As intense. As profound.
I don't know, but I want to withhold my, I want to believe.
Yeah. You want to start your yoga practice and see if.
I want to believe because to know, I don't care really, because for me it's always like, well, if that's ever something you need bad enough, you just go back and do it.
Yeah.
But
I was in this child's pose, man. I swear to you.
I think you're being a bit obtuse about it.
Dog.
I think you're being a bit of.
I was at Yoga Works in Larchmont. I was in Child's Pose. Dude.
Trip my balls.
12-minute sting like tripping cum.
Sting
like cum.
Like the musician.
Sting like
or it was
cum.
stung.
Oh, it stung. Oh, it felt like a bee sting, but then I came like Sting. 12 minutes. Child's Pose. Yoga Works. Larchmont. Nope. Dupe. Nope.
Well, hold on. I will say something. You've never practiced meditation.
No.
So that's a much different.
888-842.
That's a much different experience than doing something yogic, physical.
Yeah.
Because you're covering your. I mean, you can close your eyes, so that takes you out of this place a little bit to begin with.
Yeah.
And
you have to imagine the butts. You can't see them.
I think
fabric.
You're gonna get some phone calls. I'm sure.
I want to.
I mean, you can definitely leave this reality in meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, David Lynch. All right. Can you make bad reboots of your TV shows if you do
Whatever, man. It turns out surfers are the perfect specimens of study when it comes to research on germs at the beach because, well, they're covered in them quite often. Scientists at UCLA are looking into 2 strains of antibiotic-resistant bacteria that turned up at the 17 beaches from Malibu to Encinitas last year when the water was relatively clean. They hope the research will help them figure out how to track movement and impact these germs. The only trouble is recruiting the right participants. Quote, you can't do an experiment where you purposely put regular people into an environment with antibiotic-resistant bacteria, said Dr. Jennifer Jay, a professor of civil and environmental engineering and the project's lead researcher. While most infections aren't serious, in some cases they can cause pneumonia and other complications. Both strains are difficult to treat using currently available drugs. Quote, surfers tend to surf the same beach, so it's easier for us to basically set up camp and to take the samples at the same spot, she said. Here's how the experiment is expected to work. In the fall, about 40 volunteer surfers and a control group of 40 non-surfers will answer a health questionnaire. They then get a cotton swab stuck up their nose so that researchers can get a baseline for their individual biome. As time goes on, Jay's team will be at the beach 2 to 3 times a week, every other week, to take water quality samples and collect new swabs from the surfer group. Researchers will then look at what ends up growing on the swabs, whether it's MRSA, VRE, or another strain of bacteria, and pinpoint where and when the surfers pick them up. The study will last through the winter months, which is typically when the swell picks up in Southern California and when ocean bacteria levels are at their peak. Winter storms tend to wash pollution and runoff into local waterways like the LA River and Ballona Creek, which is how most of these superbugs end up at the beach and snaking in on our waves.
That's awesome. I love the winter surf, really. That's when I like to get out and get it on me, really. Like, in me. Like, I first dip my nose in.
Just take a quick shot of it.
And then I do 6 on my ears.
Up my nose.
And I just get on my board, man, and shaka bra and just let the shit just get on me. Get it in the wetsuit, bring some home.
I think Amir is being an avid surfer, doesn't surf too much during the winter, and I don't think ever surfs after a storm, even though surf itself can be quite good. That he's just like, I think it's too dangerous too, like people get like mad, like
MRSA waves.
Like you get
Mad
fucking
tsunami
bugs.
MRSA
You
waves.
get bugs
because we've polluted the world. Is what we've done.
Absolutely.
And so just to get down to the surf, you're covered in superbugs and sewage runoff from the whole city.
Yeah.
But that's the best surf.
That's the best time to surf.
Best time to surf.
Covered in sewage.
So the thing that you do as a hobby, when it's at its best, is when it's at peak shit levels.
Peak sewage levels.
Peak sewage level.
It's peak runoff.
So it's like that Kelly Slater, like the wave pool he made, if they just made it with sewage runoff. And you just surf the whole fucking thing like the brown sewage runoff. Killing it! Fuck. That's a tough hobby. I mean, tennis, the hobby.
Depending on where you live, it's probably tough. It gets tougher in other places.
I guess there's got to be some places
places
where it's
still
somewhat okay to do.
Absolutely.
But
Even here.
Oh, even here in Southern California. Maybe
Yeah,
San
probably.
Diego, maybe?
No.
No. So many needles.
I think it's
beaches.
more further north, not south.
It's better
I
north.
think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's kind of a tough sell to get you out in the water if you know there's teams of scientists.
Well, I mean, there's
out
something
there
to be said for maybe just getting out there and building up a
gotta
tolerance.
build up a T to it.
If antibiotics don't work, then you better figure your shit out and fucking build up a little fucking resistance yourself.
That's why I think like Laird Hamilton, he like takes a spoonful of like poop with his babies. That's what they did.
Eat it.
Eat it. Build it up. Surf, 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 surf. Fuck. Dear Amy, I'm in my early 50s, and for the past few years I've been experiencing increasing bouts of road rage, especially driving home from work. When traffic's light, I'm happy. I drive safely. But when the road's crowded, or when I see dangerous moves, or my personal pet peeve, failure to signal or to yield, my temper flares. I think this started after my Saturn died and I ended up with a sportier car. That could be it. That was if I can pinpoint this. I actually scream to let off steam, loudly enough that I think others in other cars can hear.
Because it's a convertible.
Last week I found myself doing 75 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone after a taxi sped up and tried to cut me off. When I get out of my car, the anger goes away. I think pressure at work is stoking it. I'm ashamed of my behavior, but I haven't figured out how to stop. Do you have any suggestions on how to calm down? Therapy is not an affordable option now. He spent all his money on that fucking
That sweet whip.
sporty whip. Should have got a more sensible whip and saved a little bit of money for some low-cost therapy. What can I do?
The irony of, hey, you cut me off. I'm so angry. Now I'm so angry at the dangerous move you made. I'm now going to drive 80 miles an hour in a
45 screaming.
I'm all about it.
I know you are. When traffic's light. When's traffic light?
Where are you? Yeah, where do you
Going
live?
to the airport at 3 in the morning? Maybe somewhere?
I don't care about this fucking guy. Girl, don't matter. Fuck him.
He's going to kill somebody.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck. He's stupid.
I just want to let off steam. You got to stay in the car. Sleep in your
As
car.
soon as you get out of the car, it goes away. Maybe there's like a bad, weird leak of some sort
Could
in
be
the
a carbon. You know, we've been there. I would say sleep in the car.
Just face your fears.
Face it. To grab the snake, cover the car in snakes, and lay in it and sleep in it. And it will all go away in the morning.
Yeah. I don't.
Microdose.
I guess that's an option.
Have you thought about microdosing before work? Works for Father John Misty. It could work for you. Yeah, my therapist.
Does Amy suggest something? You cut him off.
Don't even read what she says.
Shouldn't. It's dangerous.
It's danger. Gets see. I have this thing where when I read her responses,
I go and
drive
punch people in the
75 miles an hour and 45 miles an hour.
I think. I think that person's stupid, but I don't know. I think road rage is a real thing. I definitely experience it. Yeah. I have certainly at points in my life. Don't think I really struggle with it these days. But I'll still throw a finger.
Oh, I know you will. Will you cut people off?
No.
Okay. Will you slow down and let them know that you're in front of them?
I did that recently.
Okay.
But that was on my street, and the person was going so fast, then got up my ass and honked. No. And so I literally slowed down to a stop sign, but then didn't. I was pulling up to a stop sign. They were up my ass and honking. I didn't know if they didn't see the stop sign or didn't care, but they
didn't care.
And that's not to say I roll every fucking stop sign in my neighborhood. I think stop signs are fucking stupid. Okay. But I think every sign should be a yield sign. Yeah, there should be no stop.
Suggestions. Everything's a suggestion.
It's up to you, dog.
But you let them know I'm stopping here, and I'm gonna give it a second.
But they pulled around me and almost hit somebody that was getting into their car on the opposite side of the street, and it was so hairball. And when it all went down, I was like, what was my
Was your end game?
Well, what was my part in that?
Culpability in that.
Like, did I
If that person hit
instigate
that person
this
and killed that person?
Would I be not at fault,
Manslaughter,
but like
at least second degree.
fuck you.
You'd have to fight that.
I just mean like
You'd probably do 2 years probation, house arrest for 6 months. We could just do the show at your place. It's fine. What are you worried about?
I don't think I have nearly the issues that I used to have. I don't care about anything, including myself.
Enough to
give
the finger anymore to anybody.
Yeah.
Kind of like loosely like.
Like if someone's like "fuck you," I'll be like "fuck you."
I
Like,
guess fuck me. I know.
I guess fuck me.
I know.
But
really,
I definitely do more good than bad out there.
It's great.
Letting people in.
Oh yeah.
Thanking, peace signs, fucking waving, honking.
Vote. Beto. Whatever it's thinking.
Way more.
You're doing your part.
It's like cleaning up poo at the dog park.
You do that.
Sometimes you clean up someone else's poo as well. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
pick up a candy wrapper.
Trickle down.
Yeah.
Sometimes I drop a candy wrapper.
Pick up 2 the next day. Drop 3 the next day. I'm behind 9 right now. I have a calendar I keep at home. Behind 9. How'd that
9
happen?
Candy wrappers.
9 candy wrappers and 2 empty
2
gallon
dog
jugs
shits.
of water and 9 dog shits. Wait a minute.
Fuck.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned J.C. Scott. J.C. Scott, she spent 4 seasons as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. She retired. She founded a nonprofit to fight pancreatic cancer after she lost her mother to the disease. Now she's a Radio City Rockette in New York City. J.C. Scott. What'd you do today? That's what I asked. That's what I asked myself when J.C. Scott.
What would JC do?
What would JCS do? Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Cures cancer.
Pancreatic nonprofit. Now I'm a Radio City Rockette. Insane. Top of her game.
Do a lot of cheerleaders become Rockettes? Or is that where most Rockettes come from originally?
Do Rockettes come from the cheerleading world?
Yes.
No.
Showgirls? Where are they?
No. I guess, yeah. What would be else? Could she... I guess you would become like a... You dance at a huge Vegas show as a showgirl.
And then, you become a Rockette. It's like, that's your steady gig.
Retire now. I've done... Yeah. What else can I do? And then you go on tour with fucking Janet Jackson. And maybe like, now I'm done. I've done it all. And then you return to your hometown and you teach dance to kids. Come full circle.
That's great.
It's amazing.
What's her name? JC Scott.
JC Scott. That's what every morning I wake up to that alarm clock.
To her song.
I wake up to JC Scott. I had to record a personal. It says, "Wake up and do something."
What have you done?
What have you done today,
Seth?
Have you danced or saved lives? I thought of you because it was so funny. I think about when we were talking about the alarm clock of like how insane it is to wake up just to whatever.
To a shock.
Is
that what you mean?
Well, just that it was like when Hotel California wakes you up at like, you're like, I'm done. Like, I can't leave the house. Like, this day's shot.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure I mix my stations up now. And now so it can be like, it could be sicko mode one morning. It could be fucking Kenny Chesney, another, so I'm always.
But you pick it the night before when you go to bed?
Like, what kind of a mood do I think I want to be in? But when it's when it wakes you up, because it's usually in the middle of a song. So you're like, you think to yourself, this song's been playing in the lucid, awake world. And now you're coming into it at whatever point out of your slumber. You what? You rise up like J.C. Scott would.
What do you
tackle
mean?
The day?
I don't understand.
Because you realize like that
this has already been happening. That
this song has been playing out in the awake world in real time life.
When do you realize that?
When you wake up.
Upon waking.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
What do you?
Like you were sleeping.
Yes, you were asleep.
You were wherever you were.
Yeah, you should go back. Get back there.
But when you woke up in the middle of this
Shitty song.
this terrible song you chose the night before.
Yeah.
Because you only listen to hip hop and country. Because you're a fucking maniac.
So when you listen to this inspirational, terrible song.
Yeah. So when
what? Like, smoking like a rock star.
Yeah. When Austin Post wakes you in the morning as he should.
Wake up, Seth.
Wake up. It's the day.
This guy's 24 years old. He's a billionaire. Get up, Seth.
Yeah. You want to be a rock star? You better wake up.
Do you want to be a rock star like Post Malone, Seth? Well, wake up.
Wake up and tackle the day.
Get grinding, Seth.
Hey, Seth, it's JC. I'm with Austin. Wake up. Yeah, you got to.
And then what? That the notion that this is happening in the waking world.
The world is
draws you into it.
The world is going on.
I don't have that.
What meaning?
I don't have that. I'm not compelled to.
Okay.
Participate.
For me, I think like,
oh shit, I'm missing out.
The world's going on.
You're not.
Well, I'm learning that.
Well, you're not though. You're not learning that because you're still doing it. You've learned that, but like you still do it.
I run right out to it.
And listen, you run right up to it. But that doesn't happen if it's just a annoying noise.
I don't know. I've just had the alarm. I just had the alarm clock for fucking 17 years.
I just wonder if, and then what about just actually picking, well,
a classical or
no, you're actually picking a song, not just picking like a fucking station that plays 30 songs at any given point. Now, granted, I mean, the playlists are so low that you have a good chance of finding a song that you know or like, but why not actually picking like, I want to wake up to like,
I want to wake up to a
Comfortably Numb
playlist.
Yeah. Or just one song. I wake up to this song.
I wake up to Smells Like Teen Spirit every morning.
Yeah.
It gets me out.
Yeah. Until I'm sick of that, and then I wake up to something else. Or
I
mean, I know people that have such a hard time waking up to their alarm that they have to set the alarm, first of all, on the other side of the room because they'll get up, they'll just reach over, turn it off, and go back to sleep. They also have to, the radio ones, they tune between stations so that it's so invasive that they are like compelled to get up and turn it off, and then once they're up that they can keep themselves conscious. But I don't do any of this.
Okay.
I wake up to an alarm. It's a noise. It's just my fucking iPhone. I wake up to the same sound that probably 70 million people wake up to. The default, whatever the default alarm setting is on my iPhone is what I wake up to. And it's fine.
Okay.
It's like, I have to change it every once in a while. Every couple of years or whatever, I'll change it because I become so complacent about it that it starts becoming like
I know that sound.
Like a beep that I can almost tune out if I really, really want to.
I know what that sound means.
But it takes a while for that to happen.
I don't like what that sound means.
I think the thing about the song thing for me is that it's too specific of a
mood
or an image to project on yourself at that early of a stage of waking.
This is you today.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to project or decide that or do any of that.
Have it done to you.
Or have it done to you. Well, you've kind of done it to yourself though because you picked the night before.
Now the thunder rolls all day.
I guess the thunder is rolling all day long, and the lightning's gonna strike. I don't know, man.
Can't get away from it. Is the thunder rolling yet?
It's fuck, man.
It's a beautiful day out today. When's that lightning gonna strike?
I don't. I guess, but maybe that's because music affects me in a way. Not on a deeper level, but maybe on a. It's
on that cellular level. 'Cause you're an artist.
I guess I'm not saying it. I just that maybe it just affects me in a way that it can really alter my mood, like in a way that I don't particularly even want to be altered at a given time. I'm at its mercy or something more than other people or whatever, but. It just seems like an awfully presumptuous thing to do to yourself. To be like, tomorrow morning, I want to feel like this. And it's like, and that's what I'm going to feel like.
Good
luck.
Know?
That doesn't happen.
Man, I feel like a woman. I guess that's today's
I feel like a natural woman.
Theme today.
All day long. I felt like a natural woman.
We're all doing our best.
It just, and then what about like not waking up to an alarm?
What
would happen if you didn't set it?
Like natural sleep cycle.
Yeah.
You mean?
You just wake up. You wake up at the same fucking time every day forever. Your body would just do it anyway. Have you ever? When was the last time you forgot to put on your alarm? You've never forgotten to not put on your alarm.
No, I always put my alarm on.
Like since you were like 9 years old.
Yeah.
What would happen if you just let yourself sleep?
I know, because I put my alarm on like just quite soon after. Like sometimes I get up in that morning, I'll have it set already. Like go in there and
You set it for the next night.
yeah. Sometimes like sometimes soon after I get up that morning.
Yeah, you set it for the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm done. Turn it off. I'm turning it back on.
I'm done
now.
with its use for today. What about tomorrow? I'll do it right now today. Like
But then you still have to check it that night because it's been so much. You must need to check to make sure it's on, right? It probably just gives you a little light, tells you though.
yeah, I gotta flip the little lamp on that's there for reading and just make sure it's on. Okay, it's on alarm. I wonder what station I put it on.
Could you can't tomorrow because you have like therapy or whatever, but could you like on Thursday, could you like go to bed and not set your alarm and just tell me what happens the next morning?
Call you at like when I wake up at like 4:30. Like, you motherfucker!
Do you think that would happen?
I don't know what would happen.
You would just sleep the normal amount that you always sleep and you would just wake up.
I'd be like, that was great.
I just wonder. I'm curious. Because I'm curious if your body's going to be like, oh, thank God he's not forcing me to get up. I'm going to stay asleep longer. Or if your body's just going to be like, no, this is what time we get up. I get up, regardless of the shitty Kenny Chesney song. That it's just your process that you do, but that you would... I'm just curious.
Okay.
But could you do that?
Slept till Friday?
What?
Jonathan?
You do it on a day that doesn't...
Jonathan, something happened. I slept 27 hours.
I woke up on Saturday.
I missed it. What?
I didn't call you
Something.
yesterday because I was still asleep.
I missed it. What? Something.
I just wonder.
We'll see. See if I want to wing it. See how I'm feeling when I'm 45. You know? You get closer to death, you start like playing with fire. I could get
crazy. I'm not going to turn on my alarm tomorrow
I
night.
could get crazy the rest of this year with this midlife
You
crisis.
fucking should.
You're going to be like, he went crazy. What did he do? He didn't set his alarm.
He stopped setting his alarm.
He went mental.
He went snowboarding and he stopped setting his alarm.
He's surfing with a mirror. He's covered in shit.
USA Today snapshots: 42% of Americans admit that they do not conserve water. However, they are willing to do so if they were better informed as to how. Don't use it?
Better informed?
I guess that means, like... I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I'm not very informed on how to save... It said save water?
Yeah, conserve water.
Conserve it.
I don't know how to...
How do we inform somebody?
I don't conserve water. However,
If I was...
I would be willing to if I was better informed.
It's not my fault.
I don't know how.
I'm an adult person who's never been informed.
I don't know how to save it.
So when
Conserve
I
it.
brush my teeth, I run both faucets.
And then leave.
And then leave, watch one
Make
TV
toast.
show, 22 minutes, come back, make toast. Oh, shit. Is that... See, if you had told me... Now I know. Yeah, I know that I read something where there's companies that will tell you the energy usage of your neighbor because it's supposed to... If you know that what your neighbor's using energy-wise, that puts in your head...
What you have to achieve.
If they're
the goal,
doing like...
I have to do more than that.
If your
I have to
next-door
take
neighbors
more
on
than
both
that.
sides are...
I'm going to do more than both of them combined.
they're taking 1 hour showers? Well, watch me.
I would the exact opposite. I would be like, how much are you little pussy
Teach
ass?
you.
I'm going to show you.
Yes, you're supposed to...
I want your house to brown out.
It works because you feel like, well, they're
doing their part.
conserving. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know if it's like a shame thing. I don't know what I don't know how you could not be informed about.
Well, you could maybe not be informed about something else other than water conservation, because water conservation is essentially like turn it off.
Yeah, don't use it.
Turn it off sooner.
As fast as you can.
Turn it off sooner.
Turn it off sooner than later.
Than after.
Don't not turn it off. Like, you know what, my energy bill, I was raised by a single dad. He never told me to turn the lights off. And because of that, I just don't turn my lights off. I'm sorry, I wasn't
The electricity thing is a tough one for me.
Okay.
Because it's...
You like it bright.
I like I like lights on in every room of the house.
You don't want to walk
and
into
that's
a room
not
dark. You don't want
from
to
being
break your toe.
spoiled person. There's something psychologically, I wouldn't say afraid of the dark, but that
More terrified of the dark.
more like paralyzed.
Paralyzed by intense fear by any darkness in any form.
No, I would say that it's like I correlate it with sadness. I correlate a dimly lit room with a room unlived in,
With a death.
and an unlived in room feels like a death. A death to me.
If I walk into a room that's not fully lit, I feel like there's a dead person being shown in that room. Papa, Grandma? No, dude, it's you just walk in your hallway and the light's off. I'm so sorry. I think of my dead grandma when I walk into dark rooms. Turn the lights on, please. No, I'm with you. But that goes back to your light.
There's like
daylight savings. You need light. You need full. You want transparency. Sponges in the windowsill. Get those lights on.
It feels. Okay, it's two things. It's the dark dinginess of a darkly lit room, and it's the sad, small sort of like person huddled in the one room with the light in it too. It's both
things.
Both things. It's like I turn it on wherever I am, and then I turn it off, and it's just me like huddled in my little light corner.
That creeps you
and
out.
that creeps me out. But then also like look at all this massive space that's not
Lit up with extra lights. How come there's not floodlights in this room? Because we're not shooting a movie.
I don't know what
Oh.
it is.
You want to see?
But I don't sleep with the lights on. Like I like it like
I mean, my nightlight. Gotta have
no nightlight. I like it dark.
pitch black.
I can't see if I see anything. I
Anything.
can't sleep.
Any apparition, any shadow.
Sleep in a blacked out closet. No, I mean I don't. Like I'm saying, it's not a fear of the dark. It's a dislike of it or something.
Dislike.
It's like
The sadness
It's this.
of your ancestors.
So weird. You know, when I went and stayed at Doug Stanhope's place, which is like a crazy thing that happened a long time ago, I will say that,
That was in
maybe
Arizona?
that was in his compound in Arizona in Bisbee, and the place I stayed in there's separate structures on the property, and I stayed in my own little house, a little a little ways off from the main house, and a friend of his had killed himself in my house that I stayed in
All right, that's heavy.
prior to my living there.
The night before.
They told me when I got there that I was going to stay in the suicide house or whatever. And on top of being very drunk and him being very drunk and being
Do you think he was kidding?
I thought they were kidding the first night. And then they were like, yeah, you'll see it. Like there's still a hole in the wall where it happened. And I was like, lol.
Gallows humor from Doug.
And at 4:00 in the morning in a blackout,
No.
like walked into the room and like flipped the light on in the bedroom. And in the bedroom,
Dog.
there is a tiny little painting of a daisy, but it's hanging like 3/4 of the way down the wall. And immediately I'm like,
What the?
oh, come on. And then I go and I remove the fucking painting, and sure enough, it's just like straight bullet hole, like in the wall. And at that point, I was like,
Nope.
no. And this is in the bedroom. So I go and I turn the light on and the ceiling fan on. And basically like say to the room, like, I'm going to like let you like do your thing, but
Do your thing. Be gone.
and I slept in the living room the whole time I was
yeah.
there, and kept
So trippy.
yeah. So obviously I do correlate something about light and like dispelling of
That might be
ghosts, but I don't.
That's its own little.
So then I at breakfast the next day.
For huevos rancheros over let's talk about it.
And I'm like, whoa, like
Bloody
what the
Marys,
fuck? When did this happen? And they were like, oh, like in October. It was 3 months before it was literally had been like, and it was a dear friend of his. And so I was like, oh, this place is wrought with trauma. Moreover, the reason he killed himself was because his life partner suffered from lupus. She got very sick. He told Doug and Doug's girlfriend, if she dies from this, I'm going to blow my brains out. She dies in fucking Houston or whatever.
Stop.
24 hours later, he just drives down and just blows his brains out that night. So they lost their like two best friends within 24 hours of each other because they were like life, like soulmates. And he was not kidding when he said, because you know how people say like, if she goes, like I won't be. Well, that's exactly what happened. So the whole story was traumatic. And then me just being super drunk and like alone with my own like weird fucking brain. But it wasn't like I was scared of like being haunted, I guess. It was just like I was in I was in your
crazy
space.
Energy.
A little bit of crazy energy.
Yeah.
That maybe I was in needed to give you a little bit of a wider berth because there was still maybe a lot of energy bouncing around this house.
Doug, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Crazy. Taylor Swift just sold her fucking house. She had another house down the street that she had for guests. It was just a house, like a $2.5 million house.
Like a guest house, but actually
but for you.
Another house.
Yeah. So Doug provided you with that. Taylor Swift
Gives you a $3 million
house.
ranch,
Doug,
little ranch style.
Yeah. Stay here, relax. Modern, 1959, Post and Beam. Enjoy it.
It was a
Sleep
wonderful
Great experience.
stay, wonderful vacation, wonderful time with him, and
sleeping arrangements had a little bit to be desired. And what do you? I mean, if you ever go back there and see him again, I mean, that's where you're staying, and like that ain't gonna get any better.
yeah, it does. It's definitely better now.
Okay, over time.
It was very new.
Okay, so you think but now that you know. It would be different if you've never stayed in that room and they were like,
I would say that by the time
I
I left, I felt like the energy in the bedroom.
You cleansed it. Okay. Just your very presence.
I think
you did a Hopi
awareness and my
compassion.
No, I'm not. It's not
empathy.
No, I just think my airing out of the place.
Okay, with the ceiling fan. See, they never turned the ceiling fan on. We're all good here. Spirit's gone. Live on, everyone. Hashtag grateful. Hashtag life short.
This sucks. Doing this show with you sucks. Amazon plans to sell and ship fresh, full-size Christmas trees this year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Amazon said that the Christmas trees, including Doug firs and Norfolk Island pines, will be bound and shipped without water.
Yeah.
Just like a sex slave. Sorry. Just watch for the 7 foot.
2 Douglas firs and 3 sex ladies. Okay.
Just
which
watch
box
for
is
the.
which? Oh fuck! Grandma's picking it up.
Damn
They're
it.
both in 7 foot boxes.
Looking at the nest, trying to figure out.
She takes the tree, so you have to stick the sex doll as hang ornaments.
A little star on its head.
Yeah.
Now, just watch for the 7 foot box on your doorstep. Amazon said that the trees will be sent within 10 days of being cut, and they should survive shipping. Amazon said that trees, wreaths, and garlands will go on sale in November. Some will qualify for Prime free shipping, and Amazon will offer pre-orders so that shoppers can choose a delivery date. A 7 foot Fraser fir from a North Carolina farm will cost $115, according to an Amazon holiday preview book. In 2016, 27.4 million real Christmas trees were sold in the U.S.
How many?
27.4 million.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
The most popular varieties were Noble and Fraser firs, and consumers reported spending on average about $74.70. In Oregon, North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Oregon, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin are the top 5 states for Christmas tree production.
They're probably going to make money. That will.
I mean, everything they do makes money, I guess.
$1 trillion.
So it seems that even if it like, I don't know what it is. It's like, I think some things aren't even that profitable, but because the ease of it being there, it gets them to get all the other stuff. So it's like, we lost money on the Christmas trees, but everyone also bought their Christmas lights and their stockings and everything else. And it's just like, so we still make money. It's like that kind of concept where it's just like, oh, that you don't make any money on, but because you get that there, you get everything else, and we win. You know,
people say what a beautiful tree, and you say Amazon. Jeff sent it. And it's just a way to like.
Jeff sent it.
And I guess anything sort of traditional like that, where you think.
I mean, I would say...
Families, you want to get a tree.
But people get busy and then you don't.
You get it together and you cut it. Well, now it's a way like you cut out that where we should do that. But we still get the tree and you don't have to...
And my brother still, last few years, has still gone and cut a tree down for my mom every year. But then I think this year, because my folks moved and stuff, I'm sure there's a farm there in Oregon and stuff. So, I mean, they could get up there and do it. So... But yeah, my brother a few years ago took to going up to Ojai area and getting a tree every year, which is fucking dope.
Yeah, but now...
But now you've got that out, so you're just going to
I'm going to send one to your folks before...
But I mean, all those ones sitting in the fucking Christmas tree lots are, you know, they're all sitting there without fucking water and shit for a few days and stuff before you get them and stuff. That's going to be fine. They're going to come in all crispy and they'll be fine. What are you going to do?
I'm going to send a tree from Amazon to your folks before Ben can cut anything down. Be like, gotcha. I'm going to send it now.
Prime now.
I'm going to send it prime.
It's going to be there in 45 minutes. Ask the captain, John Cox, from USA Today. John Cox is a retired airline captain. With U.S. Airways, and also runs his own aviation safety consulting company. Question: do you get the same crummy food the passengers do, or do you get a special meal? Says Paul Grandlake from Oklahoma. The answer: flight crews do not get special meals. Crew meals for international flights are provided from the same flight kitchen as the passengers' meals. That's why they get like Chick-fil-A beforehand and just smuggle it on the cockpit.
Right? Is that what they do? I'm sure people get something in the
bring your own fucking food. It's work. You bring your lunch to work, don't you? Everyone else does.
You're in the cockpit. You can bring
don't matter.
In there. Get some tilapia.
Yeah, got some tuna salad and fucking
got
garlic
bread, tilapia, tuna salad. I'm gonna smoke a fucking stogie up here. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
They should, so long as they're not drunk, keep them happy and awake.
Yeah. And have them eat something different because you don't want
that terrible food.
Well, you don't want both of them to have that tuna salad that you brought on.
And then both get sick?
Both puking.
Right. So they get to have different things. You have curry. I'll have tuna salad.
You have that spicy curry. I'll have the tuna salad. We'll just talk about it. Talk about our wives. Keep this plane in the air.
Let's do our best to keep this thing up here.
Let's not have any fucking ideas up here. Just put this plane back down on the ground in the allotted time.
Where it's supposed to.
Where it's supposed to be. And you know what? If we can, let's maybe try to keep it from bouncing up and down for like 30 minutes at a fucking time, like every time Seth gets on a fucking plane. I'll never understand it. It can't do anything. I've watched all the vids, but it just is...
I mean, it can. It just has to be a certain type. And if that happens, you'll know. Because you'll literally, if the sheer feeling will probably stop your heart anyway. So you won't even know that your plane crashed because you'll die of a heart attack.
Okay, yeah. Is there like they have vomit bags. They should have like a suicide pill so I wouldn't have to like go through with the...
I think that there should be some type of way that there is a medical professional willing to administer...
life-ending drugs.
No, just knock your ass unconscious. Yeah. Put you
if the
down.
If going down, we're all going to die, you won't know?
No, I'm saying for just regular travel.
Oh, okay. Not like
just...
Emergency, the plane's going down. This guy can't handle it.
Just shoot me up with Dilaudid
Flying to Manhattan.
and put me down.
Put me down. Can you put me down for 6?
I want to wake up 10 minutes before I want to wake up 10 minutes after we land.
Yeah. Okay. Sir?
No, you got to revive me with some type of drug too. Put me in, put me out.
Uma Thurman me back up. New York City, sir.
Welcome.
Hope
you enjoyed your rest.
Bienvenue.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't need to be up for that.
They should figure that out. A time release, something just, it can't be exact, but I need...
There should be Kids flights and no kids flights. Like kids allowed, children not allowed.
I love that. They fly at the same. They fly sort of at the same time. Like you can wait.
No. I don't mean just a plane.
Oh, what? That was kids playing, adults playing.
I mean, that's cool
Under
too.
18, over 18.
That's cool. You could have total different.
How about 21 to 30? Party plane.
saying
hard body airlines.
I am
21
saying
to 30.
there should be adults only planes.
Okay.
No children allowed.
And on these adults only planes, adults only party games and favors.
More
Marijuana is legal in the sky.
I'm just saying, yeah, you could get a little bit looser. You maybe, but also that it's cost more. But that people with kids that are taking kids on planes should like be allowed to be with the
family airline.
They're fucking loud and terrible.
On
and
hard body airline.
Kids go fucking bonkers and like get so fucking fidgety. Like let them all be on a fucking plane together. That's all. And if that means you don't want me to bring my dog on a flight, that's fine too. I think there should be pet only flights. I mean, like where you can say
have to bring a pet.
Not have to, but that I only want to. People can say, I don't want to be on a plane with any pets. That they shouldn't be subjected to having to be in a fucking closed vessel.
I'll only be on a plane with pets.
Animals. Yes,
ponies, cats, dogs, birds,
but
pot-bellied pigs.
But then I guess maybe one step further would be a plane ride that you could be medically sedated.
Lots of amazing ideas.
I think every version of this, though, certain sets would pay a premium for it that it would justify its cost.
Yeah. It'd be like flying first class because you'd be out second you sat down.
I mean, people do that to themselves.
Maybe you could order.
But this would be nicer a little bit if you could
while you're boarding,
I don't run the risk of getting kicked off the plane for doing it to myself.
Comes over for your airline while boarding, while you're waiting, and just gives you the stabs the needle in. Yeah, we're boarding about 15. You're like, I'm good now.
Take me out.
Boom. I've already had 3 gin and tonics, and that. Boston, here I come.
I don't see what the problem is here. Sleeper planes.
I tell you, when I flew to Boston in October of last year for my mom's 70th birthday party, I tell you, I was riding the escalator down. People got off the plane. It was Dickie Barrett from Mighty Mighty Bosstones. I was like, Dickie, I just want to tell you, 1994 was Framingham State. Dickie knew what I was talking about.
How the fuck did you know who he was? I don't even know that name. I mean, I know the Mighty Mighty Bosstones are. If I saw all of them together, I wouldn't recognize them. Yeah, on stage
from the 90s
with like the drum
singing
thing.
That one song. You're like, what? What band is this?
You just noticed.
Is this Hoobastank?
You recognize the? Was the singer? Was he?
Singer.
You noticed the singer by himself.
Yeah, we're in Boston.
52 years after.
That's what we do.
You saw him.
That's what we do in Boston.
And then you reminded him of a show that you went to.
94 Framingham State, where he brought it. Where the ska was going strong.
When ska was strong.
He knew what I was talking about.
I mean, could that be maybe like the worst genre of music that ever existed?
What?
90s ska.
It would be on a.
It's on
a short
list, right?
Yeah.
Worst era of genre of person of.
It's hard because there are that is.
And not to say that there isn't, like all things, sprinkled in, but for the general effect that it had
Top
on
10.
music in the world.
Top 10.
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay. I mean, there's so much. Music is so hard to make good. So there's obviously like, you know what I mean? There's so much bad.
Yeah, but
it's like
but just a pure, but a full genre.
Yeah, just straight genre.
Just thinking that maybe it's a top 5 of like all-time worst.
Oh, man. Good times.
Great times.
Yeah, dude. Great times.
Thanks for joining us.
Episode number 677 of our comedy podcast, Yeah, Dude. Hey, 888-842-2357.
Let me see this fool.
Oh, he looks like a mystic yogi visionary, does he not?
What did you call him? A huge, humongous visionary? Oh, I know this fool.
You know Sadhguru?
Yeah. You know why I know him? Because he pays for these like massive fucking YouTube and Instagram ads that show up in between when I'm watching like Alan Watts videos and stuff. So he like markets to like, I mean, fucking losers like me that like watch Alan Watts on YouTube.
Like Terrence McKenna interviews.
Yeah, literally. And his videos, I mean, the commercials have a similar sort of like beautiful, broad, generic, like where you're like, what is this?
What is
like,
this? It looks beautiful and
but
positive.
what is it?
Is it pure? Oh, it is.
It is pure. All right.
Well, I'm sort of right now into compassion. Is it compassionate?
It is.
Wait a minute. I'm sort of into willingness and openness. Does it have any of those aspects and or virtues?
Because otherwise, that's a no-go for me.
If it's anything not
Unwilling
beautiful
or closed.
or closed, out. But if it's open and up and reaching, I'm in. And this is my wallet. And this is my debit. And this goes into here. And this goes into here. Just asking for money.
It's such a good hustle, dog. You don't have to ask for money. You don't even have to ask for it. That's what's so sick about it.
Open your heart.
You just get the money.
You know what I mean by heart, right? You know what I mean by heart,
when
right?
I say heart.
It's crazy.
Replace heart with whatever word you feel appropriate.
It's like the Catholic Church when the Pennsylvania last month, and my mother sent me the bulletin because they, the Archbishop, they had to release a statement. Just
took a minute.
Some
had to consult some law firms before they let that release out, but we had to.
I gotta know, send me the bulletin. I gotta know what they wrote, and it's just the idea to think on that weekend that they were going to that they literally would have ushers come around
past that,
and it is like, you gotta take this weekend off.
Yeah, you can't ask for money this weekend.
Let me get no. Like,
but also it's probably
no.
like how many of those places before they passed that basket were like, now more than ever, like
now is the time more than ever for healing, and by healing I mean heart, and by heart I mean chase, and by chase I mean B of A. Like, what? 1 weekend off, homies. No
way.
You don't understand.
You don't get it.
1 weekend on. Everlasting and on, for now and forever. This weekend? Really?
Of all,
you're going to ask for money from me this weekend? You are going to be money? You're going to ask these people for money this weekend?
Well, they put it in, too.
Yeah, they do.
Fuck, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
They don't not.
They have to.
They have to.
Well, now more than ever. They need us more than ever. They got lawsuits to pay off. They've never needed our money more.
Speaking of money and never needing it more, we've started filming these episodes, and it's been super fun. It's been a learning process, and hopefully it just is gotten better and will continue to get better. Thank you to everyone that has supported that by revising their pledge or pledging to us on Patreon. Please, if you are interested in seeing it rather than just listening to it, consider throwing us a few bucks a month to get all of these episodes in their video form. Thank you again to Nick and Jeff and to Seth for the willingness to embark on this new fucking
I gotta say,
journey.
Trying to keep it, low key, keep it simple.
We
keep
got
it DIY.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
even
obviously,
in doing
like
that, it's
like all the things that we've done.
Difficult.
I think, we didn't. When we started charging for the show, we wanted to do it in a way that was voluntary and hopefully didn't punish anybody for not wanting to. And the same thing with the filming. We don't want it to detract from listening to the show in the way that people have become accustomed or that don't have the option of viewing. However, hopefully, if you are viewing it, that it doesn't seem like an aside or an afterthought, and that it is still visually compelling enough to be down with and to enjoy. So for everyone involved and all the people who have responded, the feedback and everything, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And
Come tell a friend to come back for 678 in some
Happy birthday,
form.
Seth.
Hey, thank you.
I love you and happy birthday.
That's very sweet.
I hope it's a wonderful week for you.
Week?
It's a birthday week.
All right, then.
Well, you're doing multiple things.
I really am.
888-842-2357 is the toll-free voicemail. You can give us a ring there. Seth relays those messages to me, plays those messages for me. UhhYeahDude.com is our website. You can get to the merch store from there. You can get to the Patreon page from there to pledge. There's show notes there and all that kind of stuff. Tell a friend. Write a review of the show if you can.
Yeah.
Share a video clip of the show if you can. If you think other people might be down with watching it, let them know that we're doing this now, that it only took 13 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And just really about sort of humility.
Acceptance is a key.
Acceptance is a key of expression.
Yeah. And I think also that you got to stay grounded.
You have to.
But also you have to expand as much as possible. Yeah. So you have to stay rooted, but open.
I would say
open.
You want to stay rooted in a physical sense, but you want to soar like an eagle,
like in a loving sense,
in a loving spiritual sense,
in a psychological sense,
called money. I'm a guru, money, visionary, guru, yogi, guru. I'm a guru. Hello,
I'm a Majuru.
Hello, I'm a Majuru. Hello, I'm Yogi Majuru. Let's all get in child's pose and trip. But not.
Pretend to trip.
Pretend to trip. And then just be like, are we supposed to be tripping? Yeah, if you're really cool, you trip. So just say you're tripping. And make sure to leave money before you leave. Seatbelts.
Seatbelts.